Ben Goldin with us today. Hello.
Hi.
First of all, maybe introduce yourself a little bit. Let's say for 1 minute, and then we will dig deeper in topics.
Sounds good. So
go closer to Mike.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is it okay now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my name is Ben. I'm CEO and founder of Plumery, which is an AI-assisted digital banking development platform. Been in the industry for almost 3 decades, building software products for financial companies, mostly banks. So yeah, that's my background.
And your personal background, have you always been with the finances and tech stuff, or you have done?
No, I've been
things in life?
all my life since I've been a teenager. Been all my life building software specifically for banks and financial companies.
How can one think about such a career? What?
I never to be honest, never planned that. But was always fascinated by the opportunity to change the way people do banking from very beginning. Right when I first tried using banking myself, I was still around 15, 16 years old. I had the chance to get my first banking card, whether that's credit, debit card, doesn't matter too much.
So you were disappointed about service design?
I was very disappointed about service design. I was already doing some web development at that time, experimenting with it. And then I had a chance to log into an internet banking of one of the top banks that was back in Lithuania, right? I'm originally from Lithuania. I do not live there for 13 years, but my initial experience was going there. And so I managed to log into that bank, and I was really terrified by the state of that internet banking. And I literally told myself, hey, I hope one day I'll be able to work on changing how this looks like and how people interact with that. And funny enough, I guess, probably 10 years later, I joined that particular bank.
Oh, right.
Yes. And had the chance to contribute really to a huge transformation in the way people experience banking back then.
With no mentioning that bank is it now much better than it was?
Oh yeah, for sure. I do think so. Obviously, not just thanks to me. There's a whole bunch of people who contributed to that, but they are much better.
Yeah.
There's still ways to improve it, for sure, but it's much better than it was back then. Yeah, and I had a few more, increments of the same. I contributed twice to the growth of globally known unicorns, or pectacorns, should I say, that are in that space. Also changing the way how people experience banking from different dimensions, from the dimension of core banking, right? So the main engine of the bank, but also from the dimension of digital experience. But I still felt like the problem is not completely solved and can be done in a different way, especially doing more in terms of democratizing what banks can do themselves while still getting the acceleration from vendors like ours, right? So a combination of out-of-the-box functionality and development tools. That's why we call ourselves a development platform, not a digital banking platform.
Oh, okay.
Right? Same way Shopify is a development platform. It's a toolbox that has banking functionality in it. Okay. Like Shopify is a toolbox for e-commerce that has e-commerce functionality, but then also tools for shops to build on top and around, right? So we do the same, but then in banking.
What's the business model? Can you just reveal? So the idea is that is it the typical business model that you pay for a tool, or
it's a subscription-based model, okay. But we have different ways how this can be hosted. From full SaaS, where we can pretty much offer a white label solution for fintechs, EMIs, banks, digital wallets.
So no one even notices that it's from Plumery.
No. To bring your own cloud approach, where financial institutions, slightly bigger ones, can decide to use their own cloud while still leveraging our service to host it and operate it on that cloud, and obviously have that much more flexibility than to build on top and around themselves, to a fully self-hosted model for countries and larger financial institutions who would prefer to own it even more. But nevertheless, from commercial perspective, it's still subscription-based because we take care of providing continuously all the updates and improvements to the platform, both on functional and non-functional side of the things.
It's a very narrow market, though. You still need to talk and know people in the industry.
Correct.
Either you have a very rich background contacting people and having a large network, or you are really out there and digging each day like
No,
crazy.
we do a little bit of everything, right? So indeed, we leverage a lot my network, but also network of other folks who work for the company. We all have decades of experience in that space, so it's not just me. Pretty much the entire leadership team comes with a huge experience in banking. So we do leverage network, but we also leverage our partners. We work together with a number of ecosystem partners, modern core banking providers. We also work on top of legacy core banking providers, but they are obviously not so much interested in working with us, right? So that is a bit more of a direct approach, and we do that, right? We have a few traditional banks that we help with modernizing without replacing existing legacy core banking systems, leveraging whatever they have, but at the same time getting to a point that they can operate much closer to how Revolut operates today or Monzo operates today. That's also one of our benefits, making sure that banks don't have to start by replacing their core banking infrastructure, but rather leverage it in such a way that it doesn't cause any impact, negative impact towards how customers experience the bank.
Yeah. I was told about one very recent research, or rather survey, where people were asked about why they still use cash, and and there was like different answers. But can you guess what was the number one answer why people use cash?
Because the experience of using banks wasn't great for them.
In a way, yes. The idea was that they are feeling control over their money when they take a cash. They put it in a pocket. So if I put 100 in my pocket, I know that it's there. When it's not there, so I stop spending.
Makes sense.
And what I noticed is that, of course, there are some tools within internet banks which allow you to control very nicely. Like Revolut is one example, but not that all the banks. Although also in our market can say that we provide such a thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's partially because a lot of banks are trying to build everything from scratch, right? And then what happens is that they spend 2 years getting to a point where they just have basic functionality and they don't have time and priority to think about these additional nice features that could differentiate themselves, right? This is also one of the problems we are trying to solve. We are coming with the package of things like that out of the box, so that when bank start working on top of our platform and build something, they only focus on things that are unique and differentiating that nobody else has. But things that everyone expects already today, like the capability that you just mentioned, should be already there, right? We shouldn't wait 2-3 years for a bank to release that. And frankly, many banks claim that they want to operate like a tech company. They have huge IT teams. But it's really challenging for a traditional bank to get to a velocity and an actual way of working that we see with digital-first companies, right? So I think they should be looking at getting some acceleration and really focus on things that are unique and differentiating for them, rather than assuming that they all can become Revoluts overnight.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And that's why my next question is it like largely different when you work with a traditional bank like a Santander Bank, or let's say a neobanks which are digital first.
You know, I will give you a bit of a non-politically correct answer.
Please
here.
give me.
Yeah. It really depends what type of people that neobank hires. And I've seen in my career a lot of companies that call themselves neobanks, but they replicated completely the type of people they hire, the processes they establish, the way of working they establish from traditional banks. Then nothing really differentiates them from traditional bank except the fact that they don't have branches.
Yeah.
And potentially run on a slightly more modern technology, right? So, as always, companies are built of people. It's the people that define whether that's going to be a neobank that is more similar to Revolut or a neobank that is more similar to any traditional organization that has a low velocity today.
Yeah. We are here at the Baltic Fintech Days, and I know that you are creating a truly global company, and you have like maybe local roots, but the vision is grand, but in that sense, how you see yourself as a Baltic company, or you see yourself as a global company, or you see yourself maybe a Lithuanian company? How you identify?
No, I don't think we have a privilege to call ourselves a Lithuanian company or Baltic company, but we have very close ties, obviously, with Baltics, right? Me, originally being from Lithuania, pretty much in every company I worked for the last 13 years, I always had an engineering center in Lithuania, which is the case right now as well. So we have very close ties. We have quite a good number of customers in Baltics, but we are still a Dutch company.
Yeah, incorporated.
A Dutch company with Baltic roots.
Yeah. Well, that's nice. That's nice that you have a technical base here
Yes.
in Lithuania. About the talent pool, do you see that you can expand it also here in Baltics, or rather you are looking for different geography?
No, it is definitely possible, and I had that chat just yesterday with someone from the Bank of Lithuania. One thing I mentioned is that it's not only about the size of the pool, but also the type of the talent, the culture.
Of course.
Right? What's unique about culture in Baltics, although to be more specific, I have more experience with Lithuanian and a bit Estonian people, is that there's a huge eagerness to make things happen. Right? So people will go above and beyond to achieve, to make things happen. They don't work just for salary, right? Salary for them is a compensation for efforts. But what matters most to them is actually, can we achieve something? Can we feel proud of our work, right? And that's a great attitude, and you don't see it everywhere. And that's one of the reasons I always come back for talent in Lithuania, even when it became much more expensive today, and the pool is not that huge. I still prefer to hire people in Lithuania, just because of these qualities.
Yeah, you're not unicorn yet, yeah?
No.
But so when you will become a unicorn, please pick up a phone when I will call you for the interview.
I will, for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.